Diffusion. Diffusion is movement of solute particles through a permeable membrane from a high solute concentration to a low solute concentration due to their random motion. What are solute particles? Solute particles are anything which dissolves in a solvent, mainly in water. Examples are sodium chloride, glucose and so on. In diffusion, movement of solid particles occur from a place where there is solute particles present in abundance to a place where the solid particles are low. So this occur according to a chemical gradient. If the solute particle is an ion which has a charge, it transports according to an electrical gradient from a place where there is high ionic distribution to a place where there is low ionic distribution. As diffusion occurs through a chemical or an electrical gradient, this process do not require energy. So this is a passive transport system. There are two types of diffusion. They are simple diffusion and facilitated diffusion. Simple diffusion occurs without any help. Let's take an example. X crosses the cell membrane by simple diffusion, so it does not need any help. When X concentration increases outside the cell, the speed of diffusion of X into the cell also increases. If we draw a graph, the graph will look like this. Diffusion rate increases with increase in solute concentration. Facilitated diffusion occurs through carrier proteins. What are these carrier proteins? In the cell membrane, we have a set of special transporters called carrier proteins. Let's take another example. Y crosses the cell membrane through facilitated diffusion. Carrier proteins in the cell membrane take Y and transport them through the membrane and release them into the cell. There are limited number of carrier proteins in the cell membrane. So, when outside concentration of Y increases, carrier proteins rapidly transport Y into the cell through facilitated diffusion. But when all the carrier proteins become saturated, how much the outside Y concentration increases, it doesn't matter. Membrane cannot increase the speed of diffusion as all the transporters are occupied. So, the diffusion rate becomes constant. If we draw a graph, it will look like this. Okay, now let's see what are the factors affecting the diffusion. One is size of the particle. Smaller particles can cross the membrane than larger ones. Second one, the charge of the particle. Non-ionic particles can cross than ionic particles. Third one, lipid solubility of the particle. If the solute is lipid soluble or hydrophobic, it means afraid to water, it can easily cross the membrane. Fourth one, the number of carrier proteins in the membrane. That's all for diffusion. See you all with the next transport system. Like, comment, subscribe Periodica. Thank you.